we need to understand that the Bible says the love of money is the root of all evil, not money itself. In fact, there's nothing wrong with being rich, and there's nothing wrong with being wealthy. There is something wrong with having a desire to be rich and wealthy. If you, as a man, say, I'm going to get up every day, I'm going to go to work, I'm going to work hard, I'm not going to cheat, I'm not going to steal, I'm going to walk in integrity, I'm going to do right, I'm going to be honest, and I'm going to just, work like God designed for me to work, and then God blesses you and He pours out His blessings upon you, there's nothing wrong with that. But there is something wrong with you getting up every day and saying, I'm going to go become a millionaire. My desire is I won't be happy unless I'm a millionaire, unless I, own a mansion, or unless I own a yacht or whatever. The problem in the Christian life, it's not necessarily about what you have, it's about what you want. It's about your heart. God says, yes, labor, but don't labor with the desire to be rich. Proverbs 28, look at verse 20. A faithful man shall abound with blessings. Isn't that Job? Job abounded with blessings, but he that maketh haste to be rich shall not be innocent. See, when you decide, why does the Bible say, for the love of money is the root of all evil, which while some coveted after, they have erred from the faith. Here's why. When you make money your goal, the Bible says that you will sin. You will be corrupted by it. You will err from the faith. He says, he that maketh haste to be rich shall not be innocent. Look, in our life, and again, I'm preaching to men primarily because this is what the chapter is directed at. But for men, we need to realize our goal should be to work hard, to provide for our families, and to serve the Lord. But our goal should not be money in your life. The goal should not be money in your life. The goal should be God. I would submit to you tonight, and maybe you haven't noticed this, and maybe I haven't done a good job at pointing it out to you. But I want you to notice that as you go through the book of Job and you see Job lamenting, the number one thing you see Job lamenting or complaining about, maybe you've noticed it, or maybe when I say it to you, you'll be like, yeah, that's true. The number one thing you keep hearing Job complain about is the fact that he feels that God does not hear him, that he feels that God has left him, that God no longer speaks to him, that God is not interested in him. You hear Job complain. Number one, his biggest complaint is that he feels that his relationship with God must be hurt, or there must be something wrong with it because God is punishing him without him doing any of these sins. Then you also hear Job complain about his human relationships. You hear him complain about his children. You hear him complain about his wife. You hear him complain about his friends. He does a lot of complaining about his friends and how they're, miserable physicians. They're physicians of no value. They're miserable comforters, and they're not helping him, and they're not. So here's what you hear Job complain about: his relationship with God and his relationship with men. You know what you don't hear Job complain one time in this whole book? You won't see Job complain about the fact that he lost his house, or his camels, or his riches. He never brings it up. It's almost like he doesn't care. You say, well, why is that? Here's why it is. When God gave it to him, he didn't want it. He wanted God. And when he loses it all, he laments that he feels like he's lost God.